Yo, it's your boy Trevor David Jones back up at it, and this is why we do this. Once again, this is why we do this. This is my hero. Come on, man. Season 6, episode 19, appropriately titled Full Power. 2 exclamation points. Let's jump right in. The positives. So the episode starts off with 2 of the other students, the dude with vibrate quirk and his homegirl. You know, they're dealing with the fallout from the heroes quitting. It's basically a lawless world. I thought they were kind of playing around like, oh, the heroes quit. Nah, it's all bets are off the table. People are tripping. The heroes are out the game. It's kind of like everybody for themselves. It happened a little quick. It went from order to chaos in a matter of days. But that's the situation they're in now. So yeah, man, people are out here barricading themselves in buildings and stuff. So the vibrate quirk dude and his homegirl are going to help some people. And the situation quickly gets out of hand because who but Muscular shows up. Muscular, Deku's old sparring partner. You know, Deku can fight him. Deku can hang with him. But if you're not, someone along those lines like Sugar Rush or, maybe Red Riot, obviously All Might, Deku, you're not... Muscular's about to mess you up. So, it was a lot bit out of Vibrate Quirk and his homegirl's pay grade. They were in trouble, as it was soon shown. He did use Vibrate on Muscular, which becomes pivotal in a little bit, but yeah, man, it was out of hand. So out of nowhere, this purple smoke comes out of nowhere. And once again, I don't read the manga, so I was like, and it's Deku. When he kicks Muscular out of nowhere, I was like, obviously someone shows up. It's probably Deku. But that purple smoke, I was a little, perplexed. But it was Deku. By the way, the color purple in general symbolizes enlightenment, okay? The highest chakra, the crown chakra. Shout out Steve Jobs. But yeah, so when the smoke screen came in, I was like, oh, this shit was Deku? Had the mask on, the rebreather? I almost lost my mind. It was in that moment I was absolutely certain that this is just a different show. At that moment, the glowing, always beautiful, get you hyped up eyes of One for All. You see me right now, almost froze up. Insane. I was like, okay, this is dope. This is dope. But little did I know how dope the episode was about to be. So him and Muscular start getting into it. Deku's a little different. Like you said, he's trying to quote unquote sympathize with him. But, Deku's thinking while he's fighting. He's not fighting for his life the last time they met. But it was during this fight when it really occurred to me, Deku really is the strongest hero. That's what the whole show's about, how he becomes the strongest hero of all time. But he really is the strongest hero. Smokescreen? Come on, bro. So on top of everything else, you're just rolling around town with a dense, a dense, literal smokescreen that no one can see through. So you're just invisible on top of everything else. And not only, and it's not even black or gray smoke, it's purple smoke. So it's just dope. It has that extra element of razzle dazzle, of just legitness. So he's got that going for him. And as I said, he's flying. He's flying around town. Flying. He has float quirk. This man is, not that many heroes can fly. This man's flying. The danger sense, we're going to get to that in a second too. And then the overwhelming power of One for All. It hit me a few seconds into that fight. I was like, oh, Deku is the strongest hero. He just is. And then when he's fighting Muscular, they're talking a little bit, but Deku's like, nah, man, put the speeches aside, put him up, it's time to fight. When they get to that point, and he goes, One for All, 45%, charges and hits him, knocks Muscular out in one hit, in a single hit. I said, okay. And he said, this is my full power. I realized Deku's also grown up. He done grown up. This is season 6, so we've got to see Deku come a long way. But, he's owned himself. He's like, this is me. This is what we've been waiting for, and that's why it's a show. But Deku's grown up. Little things holding him back mentally, emotionally, if there even was, really. He was just during his process of growing up. He's there, man. Deku done grown up. He said, this is my full power. You're not about to mess with me with 7 quirks and One for All. And he did it. And by the way, I said Vibrate was going to come into play in a second here. The Vibrate quirk dude did use Vibrate, and it seemed pretty much ineffective against Muscular. but he used it at full power and like shredded his muscle fibers a bit, enough for them to break and Deku to deliver the final blow. 45%, one hit, laid him out. The last time they fought, Muscular almost killed Deku. But almost killed is like it's almost a misnomer, because when you're talking about somebody with one for all, are you really ever really on the line? Come on, man. But it pushed him to the limit, let me say that. But he was calm, cool, just thought through it, and destroyed Muscular in one hit this time. Amazing. Deku done grown up, man. He done grown up. So, it was actually because of this, the fight, where Deku uses his quirks, multiple quirks. Black Whip. Ha! Black Whip can deal with 99% of the people in the series. Just Black Whip, okay? So using all his quirks. And just at this point in the episode, I actually gave this episode rating a 19 out of 5. A legitimate 19 out of 5. And I'm dead serious. Because it was just insane. The costume, the smoke, the fight. But the episode got even more insane. So let's keep going. So he takes off at this point. And Mans out here flying around the city like Superman, like Kal-El. Flying around the city. Like, just saving things. With the purple smoke, like, following him. Drip. Swag. I'm watching this episode getting, like, legitimately hyped, man. Like, so Deku's on a whole nother level. So he goes to All Might, who's in, like, a back alley. And they're basically, I've seen people kind of write about this. They're doing their vigilante thing. I mean, he's already a hero. But this is like, you know, kind of taking the law, taking matters into your own hands. They've got their own little operation going where they're like, you know, the main thing they're trying to do is stop all the people that All For One let out of jail. And then, of course, class up Shigaraki and All For One once and for all. Not put them in jail, not put them away. You know, I don't know if they're planning to kill them per se or what the plan is, but this is like what we're trying. There's a two-step plan. Capture all the little side pieces they let out and stop Shigaraki and All For One, once and for all. So that's their plan. So right now there's Deku, All Might, Hawks, and Besto Genisto. You know, they're in the operation. So when he lands, Deku reveals, or All Might asks him how the compression sleeves are working. Deku's got the compression sleeves. Like it's holding his arms together. Just an endurance item, All Might calls it. I got hype off of that. Not breaking his arms no more. He got the wraps looking clean. That's what you want. I got hype literally just off of that, off the compression sleeves. That was tight. So they did like a little flashback. It was like a recent flashback to Deku in the hospital. And they remarked that two things. Whereas before when he used One For All, it was like explosions going off inside his body, which is not what you want. Now it seems the explosions, what you would call an explosion, is dispersing outside of his body. Awesome. No more internal damage. Things are getting better. And they said that whereas once his body was just what it was, the quirk, One For All, seems to be reinforcing his body on the inside as well. This is what you want to hear. When I heard those two things, I got so hyped. His body is improving. You know what I mean? It's getting better. It's not hurting him to use One For All anymore. And in fact, he's getting stronger. Everything is moving in the right direction. Deku's growing up mentally, emotionally, physically, obviously. His body is improving to One For All. He's got the arm wraps. He has like 9 quirks. Things are moving where you want them to move. What do I always say at the end of my videos? You want to go this way in life, never this way. You want to go this way. These move in the right direction. I mean, let's go. No one except for Shigaraki, maybe, and All For One can even really pose a threat to Deku. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But that's the plan. They're going to put him away once and for all. And even at this point, the episode still had a 19 out of 5. But what gave it the final rating, which I'll get into in a second, was the last scene. Gran Torino's laid up in the hospital, and Deku goes to see him. They have their little chit-chat, a little back and forth. And Gran Torino takes off his scarf and gives it to Deku. My mind literally separated from my body for a moment and like went to the spirit realm, gathered some energy, and came back. I went insane. That's what you want to see, bro. He said, "Here, oh no." So the scarf that he has in his vigilante outfit, Vigilante Deku, is Gran Torino's scarf. I almost lost it. No, I did, but I got it back. This show was on another level. And actually, now that I'm talking about it out loud, I noticed it's similar to when Shigaraki wasn't given, but he, vaporized the laser hero during one of the first episodes of the season and took his cloak. He ended up losing it in the fight. It was a very difficult fight. But Deku got, a cloak passed down to him, rightfully. So, man, just a crazy show. In every aspect, a crazy show. So, moving on to the room for improvement. This is like 3-4 episodes in a row right now. I keep saying I'm gonna find something, nothing. Maybe I'll try to find something next episode. I keep saying I'm gonna find something, but nah, man, the pacing was great. The action, I gave it an original 19 out of 5 just based off the opening scene fight. The characterization, the emotion, the drawings. Man, the drawings in this episode, when All Might and Deku were in the back alley, just like, the drawings are insane. The drawings in the show are always top tier, but they're beautiful as usual. Yeah, it was, there's no single element I'd be like, oh, they should have done this or any errors. It was all there. It was great. Deku laid out Muscular in one hit. Which should have happened when they fought the first time, but he had to grow up. So, nah, it was all there. The rating. You're like, how can you get higher than a 19 out of 5? I give this episode a 30. A 30 out of 5. That's the highest rating I've ever given anything, obviously. That's 6 times higher than the scale. It deserves it. It got a 19 out of 5 based off of that first fight because that's what we always wanted to see. It's not like no plot stuff. It was literally Deku just using all the powers he had on hand, including One for All, which should allow him to destroy anyone in a single hit. All Might kept the world literally at peace, at least Japan, but let's say the world at peace for 40 years. 40 years! 4 decades! Just because of his mastery, his possession of One for All. You can't do anything to these people, okay? Only All for One kind of can, but he has to use like plots. But like, if someone has One for All, come on, bro. The world's at peace. The world's at peace. So seeing Deku use it and just like class up Muscular in a single hit, I was like, this is what we always needed. This is it. If you got that ability, it's a wrap. That's what we want. So that was tight. And then he used all his other quirks. Beautiful. But what put it at a 30 out of 5, 6 times higher than the scale, was when Gran Torino gave him that scarf. Again, I don't read the manga. So all these moments are brand new to me. I had no clue that was going to happen. I was screaming. My mind left my body. Like, that's what you want to see. This is like 6 seasons in the making. Gran Torino hands over the scarf. Come on, man. That's too powerful. Yeah. 30 out of 5, easy. Best episode of the season, obviously. You had Tartarus, which was already dope. You had the Hellish Todoroki family, the story of Hawks. That was a great episode. All these episodes are good. The Wrong Way to Put Out a Fire, telling Dabi's actual growing up story. That was a great episode. Freaking Full Power. They knew what to name this episode. They knew what to name it. Superlative. Way over the top. Best episode of the season. And right up there with like All Might versus All for One with like best episodes of the series. That still might be the best episode of the series, All Might versus All for One. But these episodes, man, they're tangling with it like they're getting there. These are crazy episodes. Crazy iterations of an insane show. So yeah, a 30 out of 5. Well deserved. 6 times over the scale, but it deserves it, man. This episode was absolutely it was just wild. Okay, and that's it. Check out last week's episode for the review. I got you on every review of every episode of the show. It's my hero. What I have to say, it's great. Man, watch that. Have y'all seen that Flash trailer? The Flash. On my top 10, fictional characters of all time, the Flash is on the top 10 because go watch that video. Flash is not a human. He's OP on top of OP. He's one of my top 10 fictional characters of all time. It's the Flash. The Flash. He's still in this day and age. I think it's somehow underrated. Oh, nah. You gotta start getting people like Superman, Kal-El to get above the Flash. And then it's even kind of questionable. But yeah, the Flash, yeah. The trailer was insane. Black Adam, as I said months ago, had the potential to resurrect the DC movies. And I think they're trying to do that. They had a lot of studio moves, but the Flash, I think they're moving in the right direction. For them, they're moving in the right direction. Ezra Miller, personal issues. We definitely do not need to get into that. He looks like he's about to break his foot off in this movie. The trailer looks, I'm definitely going to see it first day, just like I saw Black Adam. That trailer looks sick. It looks like DC is figuring out who they are, like what they're supposed to be. So, nah, man, yeah. Go look at that trailer. It's an automatic day one watch for sure. And of course, TDJ Recommendations, Google Fi, the best cell phone service. I'm not sponsored, just it's the best cell phone service. I highly recommend that. And of course, Dislike, a cell phone game, a mobile game. But it's just great. The graphics is beautiful. Play that. And until I see y'all next, which will be soon, of course. You know how we do. Stay up. Never this direction of life. This direction, Deku. Sleeveless, swole, Deku. All Might. Bless you. You know how we do. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, which will be soon. Peace.